I'm the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I was right, because I was cool.
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby!
I was up all night.
And I'm
Holidays, folks, and welcome to the For Life podcast. I'm your host, Bosch, along with fellow host Cheyenne. And when you're listening to your podcast, you're listening to it
For life. I've been re-promoted to fellow host. This is one of the better weeks we've had in wrestling since we started the podcast. No disrespect to the wrestling community. Had a lot going on this week. We had Raw, we had SmackDown, we had Tribute to the Troops, and we had a WWE live event, all holiday themed. I thought it was a pretty good week for wrestling.
I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed the house show.
Yeah.
We both attended, not
Yes.
together, but we were both in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the show, Cheyenne?
To kick things off for the WWE live show, let me just say I have not been to a live event since June 19th of 2010.
And I have not been to a house show since
Well,
December of 2004.
Yeah, a WWE live show I have not been to since, that was the last time, and then that was my last house show also.
Really?
The cool thing that I liked the most about this, even though overall they didn't do it, was that it had the presentation of a television show.
Yeah.
It had an opening package. I was a little upset that there was no pyro. That bugged me.
Yeah.
There was no pyro at the show, and that kind of pissed me off. Had the
Especially like during Kane's entrance.
Yeah, like Kane didn't have pyro, Ray didn't have pyro, Show didn't have pyro. Yeah. I thought a lot of things.
It was a little weird.
Sin Cara didn't have pyro, which, oddly enough, like he should get pyro on a house show even. Presentation-wise, had a great feel to a TV show, had a nice opening video package.
I think it's just changed so much in the last 9 years since I last went to a house show. Also, a lot of social interaction. You can have your tweets, pictures shown.
I thought that was cool, though. Especially since they did it pre-show.
I was waiting for my picture to come up, but...
Mine didn't either, and I had a couple nice pictures.
You were too ethnic for them, I don't know.
I think that is and the beard. That didn't help. They probably thought
our beards didn't help?
They probably thought I was going to bomb the place. My beard more than yours. You know what, You know what else, too? I have never been at a house show that was 3 fucking hours long.
Yeah, it was pretty long, especially...
With 2 long-ass intermissions.
Yeah. There was the setup of the cage, which was highlighted by the moonsault off the top of the cage by Cody Rhodes.
Which was not match of the night, believe it or not. I'm not going to give it to him.
Yeah, I thought the match kind of dragged. Maybe just... I'm used to cage matches with the excitement of trying to get out the cage.
Yeah.
I think that took away from it. It wasn't an escape cage match.
And I think... Well, the match started slow, which was fine. Yeah. But then I feel like who was it that took that first back body drop? Was it Cesaro?
Yeah.
Cesaro took that back body drop, and that was when they kind of realized the cage was a little flimsy that night, and I felt like everybody was kind of apprehensive after that. But I give it to Zeb Coulter, who was sitting on the same panel, he was against the same panel that Cesaro got back body dropped, and he didn't even budge. He just, grabbed the cage, but he did it like if he was not afraid of all, which he probably wasn't, because Zeb Coulter, a.k.a. Dirty Dutch Mantle, was a badass. But it was a great show. Overall, there were some things that I wasn't a fan of. Yeah. It was cool seeing Michael Hayes. Never seen Michael Hayes live before, so that was a highlight for me. I was pissed he didn't come out to Bad Street USA, but hey.
But just for our fans, we'll play Bad Street USA during one of our commercial breaks.
Yes, we will play.
Just for you.
That's just for you guys. Johnny Blaze will get a kick out of that. But overall, I'll give it a great show. It wasn't the best house show I've ever been to. It was a great show. The Garden was alive, even though they started 10 minutes late, because a lot of people showed up late. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it was a lot of people that came late. I got there maybe 15 minutes before it began.
Not a sellout.
No, I definitely saw a few empty sections.
Yeah, well, especially Nosebleed.
Yeah.
Especially Nosebleed. And you want to know what I saw a lot of? I saw a lot of scalpers.
Really?
I saw at least 5 scalpers.
I didn't see any. I went straight through Penn Station into the Garden.
I saw about 5 scalpers while I was there altogether, between going there to get my tickets from Will Call, going to eat, and then come back.
Yeah.
About 5 altogether. And then when I came back, I came back to the VIP entrance that's close to 8th Avenue. There was a guy at the corner of 8th Avenue. He was like the fourth or fifth scalper that I saw for that night.
Yeah.
The show was highlighted by a couple things. We had the cage match. That was the Rhodes Brothers versus the Real Americans.
Yes.
We mentioned where that match went. Main event, to me, was the match of the night. Cena Orton.
I think by that point, everybody was just exhausted.
Yeah, by that point, the Garden was definitely exhausted, but they both got huge pops. Cena got an amazing pop. Garden definitely had a big fight feel. Crowd was super into it. Orton got the classic, heel DQ win with the low blow. I enjoyed Rey and Alberto Del Rio.
I thought it was
opening
a pretty
the show.
decent match.
I thought it was a pretty decent match. It was a great opener. It was nice to see Del Rio come back from his concussion, which I was not expecting.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have? The Divas dance-off upset me. I want to see dancing, not athleticism.
Yeah, well, they were letting the fans vote over Twitter whether they wanted a diva dance-off or a match.
Yeah.
I know my daughter wanted me to vote for the dance-off, so I voted for the dance-off.
I want to vote for dance-off because I'm a sick man.
And I didn't want to see a match, but eventually it turned into a match.
Which was cool with Brad Maddox coming out.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
I thought his involvement was pretty cool. I thought he could have came out more, believe it or not.
He came out twice. I know he came out for the 3.
He came out twice. I felt like he could have came out more. Can we talk about Kane and Big Show in a positive way?
I mean, besides Michael Hayes and Booker T.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fun seeing Booker T.
It was fun seeing Booker T with that, and he got a big axe kick on Kane. Well, not the jumping calf kick.
Spinning.
It was cool. It was nice. I hadn't been to the Garden in a long time. The new Garden looks fantastic for New Yorkers. If you have not been, definitely go, even if it's for the basketball team. Because I heard they also do basketball at Madison Square Garden. I didn't know that.
They do?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That they do basketball for men and women.
Really?
And they do hockey, I hear.
So it's not just wrestling?
It's not just
and the
wrestling.
Circus?
Or the circus, or Billy Joel, who is the biggest Garden franchise right now. Just a quick plug for WWE. You're welcome. They're going to have another show March 8th, which pre-sale codes are out now. Has the pre-sale began?
I think it started that night of the show. I saw a line getting tickets after the show.
Yeah, and the tickets were being available after the show. That's March 8th, and that is Batista returning to the Garden. Who knows who he'll be facing between now and then.
I don't know if I've seen Batista in action at the Garden. Maybe the Raw that we went to.
Yeah, I've seen Batista in action at the Raw that we went to.
Who did he fight?
He cut a promo. He didn't wrestle that night.
Oh, so I haven't seen him wrestle.
And I saw him when I went to the 2008 Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But he didn't wrestle that night. He cut the promo and
because from 2004 I didn't go.
He
to
helped
the show
Jim Ross beat Triple H that night.
Really? At the show that we went to, the Raw. He didn't fight.
I got the main event right here.
Are you sure?
No.
At the Garden?
I'm lying. Oh, you know what? The show we went to was actually in 2004. He did wrestle. He opened. He wrestled Jericho.
Oh, okay.
I remember that top of my head because they had a great match.
Yeah.
They opened. The show that we went to was headlined by Benoit and Triple H, and the fact I just said his name, I'm ready to kill myself for saying his name. But yeah.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
So yes, the show was highlighted by Benoit and Triple H, the one that we went to.
So what was your first house show that you went to, Shane?
My first house show ever was September 29th, 1996. And the main event... Why? I cannot... I'm writing all these weird dates on this paper. Yes, September 29th, 1996. And the main event for that was Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels was at the time the WWE champion. I almost said WWE whatever. He was the WWE champion. He teamed with The Undertaker against Mankind and Goldust. And they had an awesome match. I remember the finish was Taker got Cactus clotheslined out of the ring. And they fought all the way through the back curtain. And Goldust and Shawn were both groggy. And then Shawn just hit Sweet Chin Music. And Shawn started partying in the Garden.
I believe I was at that show as well. That was a show where I tried to see Shawn leaving the Garden.
Yeah.
And I saw Jose Lothario come out, but then they ended up going back inside because it was just a crazy crowd up there. But I did get Bart Gunn's autograph that night.
Wow. Okay. Cool. I'm sure Malik is listening. He'll love that.
My first house show was a few weeks before WrestleMania 12, also in 1996. The main event was Diesel and Shawn Michaels versus Brett and Undertaker, which was pretty cool because those were the top 4 guys at the company at that time.
Yeah.
And that was actually when Diesel double-crossed Shawn Michaels and hit him in the back with the chair. which was used in the video package. For
I'm gonna
their
kick
match.
his 7-foot ass.
Yeah.
It was used for their video package the following month.
Yeah.
For Good Friends, Better Enemies. So it was cool to be there for my first house show. It was actually an important moment.
An angle,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah, it was an angle rather than just a house show.
Yeah.
So I thought it was cool.
No, yeah, absolutely. That was a good one. Yeah, I've been to 11 garden shows altogether.
I can't even count them. I mean, we both started.
Oh no,
around
10 garden shows and 1 show at the old Continental Airlines Arena.
Which
went
is
in New Jersey,
Izod.
which is now the Izod Center.
Yeah.
I went to 1 show in Jersey. It was a great arena if you've ever been. Actually, you know what? I'm missing one. I've been to 12 shows because I was at one of Mohegan Sun with Teddy. We saw a
Yeah.
SmackDown taping. We saw a SmackDown.
Was that last year?
No, this was like 06.
Oh wow.
This was Batista Khali was feuding.
Oh,
I was there and I met, and this is at Mohegan Sun, which if you've ever been, that's actually a pretty cool arena.
I went there to see Aerosmith with my uncle.
There's not one bad seat in the house, and after the
It was
show,
pretty like steep.
Yeah.
With the top, because I was at the top for Aerosmith.
me too. We were there with
So,
Teddy.
It's like, oh shit, am I gonna fall over?
And we were at the balcony too.
Yeah.
We saw after the show, we saw Balls Mahoney, Jimmy Wang Yang, Hawkins and Ryder. They were just walking around the casino, and we saw the Divas partying at the nightclub upstairs. Balls Mahoney cut a shoot promo in the fucking hotel in the casino. That was strange. Yeah, we used to. I forgot about that. Totally. Me and Teddy, Batista. That was when Johnny Nitro became John Morrison
Yeah.
on ECW. That was that night. And
Was
it
that like 07?
yeah, 06, 07, somewhere around there. It just popped in my head now that I totally forgot about that. That was a decent show. I was kind of mad that Taker didn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the week after Khali took out Flair for the Batista feud to kind of build it up. So, you know, not the best show, but it was cool.
That
Plus,
feud
you know,
was like a big blur.
plus,
to
you
me.
know, me and Teddy always have a good time. So I did that. I went to a show because I literally have every show that I ever went to written down here.
I have them in my Tumblr, but I don't
that
feel
doesn't
like going
help,
back.
Ronald.
I don't feel like going back.
I saw 1998, the first New York title defense of Stone Cold Steve Austin
Nice.
after WrestleMania 14.
Who
The
did he
match,
fight?
Austin versus Triple H. Triple H was doing all of Michaels' matches going into Mania, and this was no different. On that same card, I saw Cactus Jack versus Billy Gunn, which I remember vividly, in an awesome street fight, which included a table spot. And I saw the opener on that was Taka Michinoku versus Brian Christopher. Excellent match, a lot of high spots. To go back to the 96 show real quick, I saw Jake Roberts versus T.L. Hopper
Was that on one of those shows?
on the 96 show. Also, I saw Barry Windham versus The Goon.
Okay.
I saw Vader versus Sid in a lumberjack match. And, yeah, that's it for the 96 show. I was at the New Jersey show. The main event was Taker, Show, and Triple H against Rock, Kane, and X-Pac.
Okay.
In a 6-man. And the heels
It's an
won.
interesting.
The faces won by DQ, and afterwards The Rock cleaned house and sang SmackDown Hotel. And it also included Foley cutting a promo because he was injured at the time. I saw Bossman versus Test in a night pole on a stick match. That was cool. I saw Road Dogg and Billy Gunn in a dog collar match, which was a cool match.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the only one I've ever seen live, so I thought it was noteworthy. I was at the February 28th Raw, the night after No Way Out, when they did the Mick Foley promo with the skid mark about 100 times.
Yeah.
Which featured Brooklyn Brawler coming out and getting his ass beat by Rock. That was fun. I was at a show in 2001 rather, a Raw show, when Booker T attacked Vince through the crowd, when Mike also won the Hardcore title.
Yeah, I was
was a
at
bad
the
show.
I was at the SmackDown after Triple H came back.
Okay,
I missed Triple H
because that was a double Garden show. Yeah, I
so
remember, that was a double
I remember
Garden.
Booker T threw up on Michael
Michael Cole,
after
yeah.
getting a stink face.
Yes.
That's Triple H coming out at the end.
Just real quick, and if anybody, is into the shoot interviews and stuff like that, for the show and where Booker T attacked Vince, because that's the highlight, Roadkill and Danny Doring were on that show, and I can't remember who it was that they wrestled, but they pretty much did, like, a record of high spots in one match, which included, like, one of them did a powerbomb, which was forbidden because Taker was using it at the time.
Yeah.
They did a heart attack. They both did springboards, and that apparently was the match that ruined them getting signed by WWE.
Yeah.
So if you never heard that shoot interview, that's cool.
Well, that SmackDown was January of 2002, and one of the dark matches was actually Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton.
I saw Brock Lesnar in a dark match I just can't remember which show it was, but I saw him at a dark match once.
I mean, I didn't know it was them, but when I was looking back at the results of the shows I went to, that came up.
I was there the night after SummerSlam 02 for Lesnar versus Triple H versus.
I was there as well.
Versus
Well, no, it was just Lesnar. No, it was
Lesnar, Triple H, and Taker in a triple threat.
No, they didn't fight. It wasn't a triple threat.
Yes, it was.
It was Taker and Lesnar.
Taker, Lesnar, Triple H. I just looked it up. I got it right here.
I was there.
All right, I'm looking it up.
Was that the one where Triple H came out first, imitating Shawn?
Yes.
I was there. I
have it right here. It was the three of them in a triple threat match.
It was not.
You're going to be real pissed in a few minutes.
Let's see. While he looks this up, I'll play Bad Street USA.
We're going to go to break already? I'm going to get cut off?
No. I'll just have it playing. Like,
We're just
you prefer the Jeopardy music?
Actually, yes. Play the Jeopardy theme.
I will.
And cue it now. Where is it? This is... Triple H pinned The Undertaker at... Holy shit, Ronnie's right. He's right. And it's actually Triple H versus Taker.
Yeah.
Triple H versus Taker.
There was a confrontation in the beginning of the show.
Yes.
And then Brock went to SmackDown.
Yes.
And then they gave Triple H...
And then Taker also went to SmackDown that week.
Yeah, I saw that SmackDown at WWE New York.
Oh, did you?
With my uncle.
Who was there for that?
D'Lo Brown.
You were disappointed?
Yeah, I got his autograph, though.
Oh, I would get D'Lo Brown's autograph, but I'd been like, this is who it is tonight. I remember one time, I can't remember who was at the restaurant.
But I remember I read the spoiler, so I knew Undertaker was going to be in that.
I think one time, and it's funny because I'm like a fan of them, but I was a kid. The Posse was there one night, and I just told my dad no.
I saw them at WrestleCon.
Yeah? How'd they look?
Rodney was the one with the blonde mushroom.
Yes.
He's bald, but he looks the same. Pete Gas looks exactly the same.
Yeah, Pete Gas looks the same.
Joey Abs look old as fuck.
Really?
He has like gray hair, gray beard.
Oh, well, he had the long hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash looks amazing. I have a man crush on Kevin Nash. Then I went to a show with some jerk off in 2004, which was highlighted by Wild Pegasus versus Triple H. With the amazing Flair Virgin promo. Do you remember?
I don't appreciate you talking about my sister like that.
That's not even who I was referring to. That's so not cool. Do you remember that creepy Indian dude that I was sitting next to at that show?
Yes.
Oh my god. He was like, "Are you going to the show at Master Pequa?" That dude was a pain in the ass. Do you remember the Flair Virgin promo for that? And we were dying laughing.
Yeah.
We were the only ones laughing at that in our section. I don't know. Then I saw a show. This was with Bichung. The April 18th, 2005 show. That was when Hogan came out, Hell Michaels, and the entire garden was singing Real American.
Nice.
It was beautiful.
I was at Survivor Series 2002.
Okay,
I got
good
comp
show.
tickets for that one.
Yeah.
And after the event was over, I went down to the chamber, and there was a piece of glass that Jericho went through, that Kane put him through. It was a big triangle piece, so I had to squeeze it out of the cage. And when I look at my hand, it was bleeding.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, this is real glass.
Are you ever going to get that signed?
Huh? It's still in my safe.
You should get that signed.
And we try to break it to split it between me and my two other friends.
Hell no.
It's
I'd have been such a selfish shithead.
And we have a picture in it, but the person that came with us, I never saw them again because it was Frankie's mom's friend.
Right.
So I never saw the picture, but it's a picture of the three of us in front of the chamber, and I'm showing my bloody hand with the glass
in the other hand.
But I have the glass. I'm waiting. Like I can at least get it signed by Kane and Jericho.
Yeah, at least Well, I mean, if you tell them to sign it small, you can get almost everybody's.
Yeah, I mean,
believe it or not, the people involved in that they're not hard autographs to get.
Oh, definitely.
Goldberg's the hardest one.
Well, Goldberg wasn't in that. It was.
I mean, no, I'm sorry. Who's in that? Michaels, Triple H, Jericho, Booker, Kane, and RVD.
Yeah,
those are easy to get.
I think I've met all of them except Kane already.
Yep, Kane. Well, Kane's tough to get.
Yeah,
WrestleMania weekend's the only time to get him, which we'll talk about. I was at Rumble 2008 with tears in my eyes for Ric Flair's last Madison Square Garden appearance to date. That was really tough. That was tough for me. And of course, Cena, still in the show, coming out.
Shawn's last title win was at Survivor Series, so I was there for that.
That was I wish I was there for that.
And I was there for Survivor Series 2011, which was the beginning of CM Punk's long title reign.
Yes, with The Rock.
So I was there,
which was a good show. Which was actually a good show.
I remember when Sin Cara hurt himself.
Minus that.
I saw him limping around after the show outside the garden.
I'm not even going to talk about him yet, at least. And then I was at the last house show I was with until this past week was I was at a show in 2010. The main event for that was Sheamus, Cena, and Nexus came out, and it was cool because Nexus literally came through the fucking crowd.
Nice.
And just went after everybody. The faces came out, clean house. Cena, this is infamous. Cena cut a promo and said WrestleMania 30 would be at the Garden, and lo and behold, here we are.
Damn it, Cena.
Exactly. Edge and Orton had a great match, stole the show, believe it or not. This is when Orton was all injured and didn't want to wrestle with wrist tape because he was injured.
Yeah.
Show swagger, one of the worst matches I've ever seen. No offense, just didn't click that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kane came out and helped Show, and then he turned on. It was strange. And then McIntyre Kofi was there. I was excited because I love Drew McIntyre. Not the best match, but it was cool to see them. So, any other live event experiences that you have? Anything?
I think you mentioned the Raw SummerSlam, the Raw that we went to. There was the 2 Survivor Series. And then this year there was WrestleMania.
Right.
I've been to a lot of Ring of Honor shows.
Yeah. And you've partied with those guys.
Yes, there was actually a Final Battle 2006 when Homicide won the belt.
Which is a good show.
It was a great
show.
I think it was my favorite Ring of Honor show I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Me and my best friend Frankie were there. We stuck around to help them clean up and put away the chairs. And CM Punk was actually there. He was already with WWE at the time. And Frankie noticed him by the side where we were sitting, and he kept calling him over. And CM Punk, he's like, CM Punk. And CM Punk's like, watch the fucking match, guy. Like, so it was pretty.
That's
cool.
what Frankie would do.
Yeah, piss off CM Punk.
Yeah,
so that's
piss off
my
CM
when I
Punk.
met CM Punk story.
Yeah.
So, and then Samoa Joe was asking us where all the bars are, all the
Yeah.
good clubs. We went. Then when we left, one of the Briscoes invited us to go out to a bar for their like end of the year party.
Right.
Since we helped clean up, and it was pretty cool. Then the guys actually got kicked out because Homicide was cursing at one of the waitresses.
He does that.
Samoa Joe was walking around. He had a cup in each hand, a cigar. He was ready to kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
We rolled with them. Then I guess some of the guys sit in the bar and they didn't want to really get involved.
I've heard a lot of stories.
But like Joe, Low-Key, Homicide.
Let me tell you, I've heard a
Julius
lot
Smith.
of stories from my buddies about Joe at the bar scene back in his Ring of Honor days, and that's just not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
Not to be, because it's cool and and he's one of the nicest guys you could ever meet if you're a worker or a fan.
Yeah.
He's super
But when
cool.
he parties, he reminded me of Ruben.
Did you hear that? Oh, man. Well, I mean, the Garden's a great venue. I love the smaller venues. It was cool to be back in the Garden again. If you've never been there before, go, whether you're from New York or not. If you have not been in the new Garden, go. They do other shows, I hear, besides wrestling. So if you are into that, you can go see the basketball people. Had a great Raw this week. All holiday themed shows for the Raw, for the SmackDown. We also had Tribute to the Troops, the first one I've seen in a while, and I have to tell you, it was a great show. Mm-hmm. I love the setup. What I didn't like, believe it or not, that it was only an hour.
What was in the hour? I missed it.
The opener.
I was watching UFC.
We had a strong. Oh, we should mention that just for wrestling
Next
reasons. The pretty strong opener, Bryan versus Bray Wyatt, which was cool because I've been dying to see Bray Wyatt get in the ring again, but I don't know if he's like fully recovered. Match got interfered in. Then what happened? Punk ran down, and it turned into Punk against Harper and Rowan. What happened? Match got interfered in. Cena ran down, and it turned into a 6-man match.
Okay.
So we had that. We also had a match with Show and Damian Sandow.
Okay.
That was the main event. That was the main event, believe it or not.
And Cena, Punk, and Bryan versus the Wyatts were the opening.
That was the opening.
It's a little backwards.
There was a lot of celebrity messages. Bruce Willis, Will Ferrell, Jeff Dunham had a segment. Daughtry performed. There was another match on
Was
television.
there a Divas Battle Royal?
I think that was the match that was on television. I just can't remember. But there were a lot of matches that occurred live that we didn't get.
Okay.
On NBC. That's why I feel like Tribute to the Troops should be on USA, so they can get the full amount of time or whatever time it is that they're there. Because when you see all the people that came out at the end, they all had their gear on, with the exception of the Divas. They changed already, so it was like we kind of like got gypped, and it was like a good show.
Speaking of the Divas, what did you think of that spot on Monday night?
Oh, I only caught the main event on Monday night, so you gotta fill me in. I was working.
I'll show it to you during the break.
Okay, so when we come back, we're going to talk about Raw and this spot that I have to miss. We're going to talk about apparently Anderson, Sid Vicious, and what else when we come back from the break? Just dirt? I think it's dirt time.
Yeah.
All right. So when we come back, Anderson, Sid Vicious, Diva spot that I missed, and dirt. We'll be back.
know home sweet home. It's a whole sweet misery. We knew when we got here, they tried to put us away. But when they see us walk down the street, they led the other way. Back street in Liberty, yeah. Back street in the whole USA. Back street, nasty and hot. The food that like you in the better it got.
And we are back for Life Podcast, episode 4, another holiday edition for sake. I can't talk right now. Anyway, so first thing I want to bang it out real quick because this is a wrestling podcast. Anderson Silva, I saw he broke his leg kicking a guy, Sid style. Wow, just wow. Anyway, just had to bring it up. Speedy recovery to Anderson Silva, but don't come thinking that once your leg's fixed, you're gonna come into WWE.
And Ronda Rousey played an amazing heel last night in her first fight interview. Even though I love her, I mean, I don't know why everybody hates her. Everybody's mad because she.
Yeah, I hear she's really good.
She didn't shake Misha Tate's hand after defeating her, but she said that she disrespected her family. So
I saw one of Misha Tate's like early fights. I didn't like her.
Yeah.
So the Diva spot, I saw it where the Divas played Ring Around the Rosie, and you know what? I loved it. It was creative, so I have no complaints. Believe it or not.
I just loved seeing your reaction to it.
Who got hit at the end? Because whoever got hit at the end got it bad.
Tamina, I think.
Tamina got a badass kick from, was that Nikki or Brie?
I think that was Nikki.
They're Nikki, and we got a little Nikki undergarment shot. I'm all about it. It was cool. Time for a little dirt. So, first things first, we were reporting the story from the moment it went down. AJ Styles apparently was going to re-sign with TNA at one point. Now the negotiations have fell through, and it has been announced AJ Styles comes home January 4th, Memphis, Tennessee, I believe, or it's in Tennessee. Anyway, January 4th, Ring of Honor.
I'm really excited about that. Frankie actually sent me a message last night showing me the promotion for it.
I don't think it's Memphis, but it's in Tennessee.
I think Nashville.
Yeah, it's somewhere near the asylum. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's cool that that's where his first Indies appearance is going to be. I don't think he's going to be with Ring of Honor long term.
Mm-hmm. I know he's doing a show with House of Glory in Brooklyn with Amazing Red. They're going to be taking on the Young Bucks on February 15th.
Yeah, we should check that out. He's already has like a couple appearances announced, but I know his first one is the Ring of Honor one, which I think is fantastic. I hope he shows up with the TNA title. I'm just saying. I'm guessing that it'll be available through, of course, DVD releases through ringofhonor.com, but I'm guessing if you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, you could download the episode on the store.
I believe so. I'm not sure.
I know Ring of Honor TV, you can get it on the PlayStation Store. You just have to pay for every episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing that, if anybody wants to check out AJ going back to Ring of Honor, I'll probably buy that episode. Yeah. Without question. I'm way behind in my Ring of Honor, and I kind of got upset with Charlie Haas retiring right when I was going to get back into it.
Yeah, I was into it for a while. It's just been a little difficult over the last couple of years. I think after a lot of their top guys left, like, it's been difficult. Like, I know after Bryan leaving, Nigel, Joe, even Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, Claudio, which is Antonio, and Jericho. A lot of my guys are gone. But
you know who my favorite indie wrestler is of all time, believe it or not? And I think it's just such a damn shame that WWE never signed him, and he's not even alive.
Who?
You remember Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney?
Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney?
Oh, my 12 large, brother!
He was great.
He was so damn good.
I have one of, when he used to hand out the business cards.
Yeah.
When he would come to the ring, I have one of his business cards when I had ringside seats for Ring of Honor. So
well, you were there for when Flair was there for the Hammerstein Ballroom, right? You were there for one of them, I think.
I believe... Yeah, I was there for Flair.
For his first one, right? Because he was there like 4 times, I think.
I think that was when Austin Aries won the belt.
Yes, Austin Aries was feuding with Jerry Lynn.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney, just unfortunate how he just went out. And one of the last people he feuded with was Cesaro.
Yeah.
Was Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah, I always enjoyed watching Larry Sweeney. I thought he could have been...
He could have been money in WWE.
They used him in WWE.
As what?
When Orton was feuding with Hogan, and he did the Hogan Knows Best parody, he played Nick Hogan, I believe.
You're right. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. Oh, I'm thinking he worked a match, but you are right. That was Nick Hogan. Holy shit. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Ring of Honor in terms of wrestling, 100% pure
Always.
wrestling, fantastic. hands down, you gotta say it. Pure Wrestling, probably for the most part better than WWE.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, right now, all of WWE's best wrestlers are from Ring of Honor.
Not John Cena.
I mean, Punk, Bryan, Cesaro.
Not Reigns.
I'm not talking about like pure technical wrestlers.
What, pure technical wrestlers?
Yes.
Not John Cena. Not John Cena. Next topic on Dirt. This is just so damn sad.
It's just another TNA
Yeah, it's
update.
another TNA update because they're the only ones that give me any fucking grief. That's JE. Oh man, Double J Jeff Jarrett announces that he is stepping down and leaving TNA Wrestling. I think it's effective like January 6th or something like that. No idea if he'll still be majority shareholder with the company at all. If not, I guess he could cash out. But Double J, who as far as I'm concerned is the Babe Ruth for TNA.
that was too perfect.
You could add me on Simpsons Tapped Out at Cheyenne McMahon. That's CHEYENNEMCMAN.
Wait, are we gonna get sued if you use that name?
No, because I spelled it MCMAN. It's like McDowell's. So add me on Simpsons Tapped Out, and I'm also available on PSN. No creeps. And no spammers on WWE 2K either, you fucks. So yeah, just Jeff Jarrett leaving, I feel like is such... Believe it or not, that is the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Not Hogan, not Hardy, or this or that. That is the beginning of the end.
It's just a shame. Like, he put so much work into that company, and it's just unfortunate. I pray for TNA. I guess we lost so much when WCW went out of business, and it's just, I don't want to see this happen again. It's like,
I mean, no offense, but if TNA closes, we're not losing anything.
I mean, but how many guys are losing jobs? You know, like.
You mean to tell me they're not going to scoop up at least a third of that roster?
Yeah, but what about everybody else?
Who would they... Okay, first of all, they'd be stupid as hell if they don't sign Billy Ray. They would sign Magnus and bury him.
Angle.
Angle's safe.
Yeah.
Angle's safer than dog shit.
Hardy.
I'm not even going to talk about how I feel about him. You know who WWE would...
I mean, what about guys like Daniels, Kazarian, Aries, Joe?
I don't think... You want to know something? I don't think Daniels and Kazarian would sign with them.
I mean, I think they're big enough that they could make a living in the Indies, but still...
I think Daniels and Kazarian, if the WWE resurges their tag division, like it seems to be happening, I think I see them there.
Yeah.
I see them in that realm. I see good things for James Storm, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who's there, to be honest with you. Magnus, I'm not a big Magnus guy. If Matt Morgan was still there, absolutely for him. I think Joe would get picked up because I know Joe came close to him 2010, 2011.
Well, I mean, he has a lot of people in WWE that like
Yeah,
him.
but they came close to signing him at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Yeah, but I just think it's so sad, and the way that they just kind of phased Jarrett out of the company because of the issues between Karen Angle and Kurt Angle, which, for what I understand,
Isn't Kurt on good terms with him?
when that happened,
obviously
everything was fine. From what I heard, it was understood, it was
Yeah.
agreed, it was spoken about, but then they used it on television, which
touchy
art
subject.
imitating life and life imitating art and all that stuff, as Michael Hayes would say. But I just felt like that was the catalyst to get him out and to get Dixie further in, because Dixie was just the investor at that time. Still, Dixie Carter is on TV all the time now, and it's just,
unfortunately,
you can't. It's like, I don't know how many people knew this, but with Smoky Mountain Wrestling, if people are not familiar with music and stuff like that, Rick Rubin, who was one of the famous producers
I
of
actually
the time,
heard Jim Cornette telling the story this week on his podcast.
Was funding Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
I didn't know that.
Rick Rubin was a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Dixie Carter, on the other hand, unlike Rick Rubin, was not a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Okay? Who cares if she's heard of Hulk Hogan? The world knows who Hulk Hogan is. Anyway, you're just a financial backer. I just felt like she had no place coming in a more prominent screen role. When she was doing the stuff, just showing her face crying against
once in a
Immortal.
while, Rude.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Another
Like,
guy that's really, really talented.
Bobby Roode is so damn good. So good. I feel like TNA shit on him, but he's so damn good.
I mean,
but
that's the saddest part is that when we bring up all these names, we bring up how good they are. And
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a shame that they're stuck in this shitty company. Like,
some of them have had opportunities and never took them.
yeah, but I'm saying, like,
AJ Styles could have signed with WWE early in their year.
yeah, but then he wanted to win, like, the Intercontinental title his first night.
No, the rumor that I heard was just money.
Oh, okay.
The rumor that I heard was just money. I didn't hear nothing about that. I wouldn't be surprised. But so money.
That's what I heard.
Money was the prime factor that I heard. I know Samoa Joe had an opportunity, like I mentioned a few years back. Kong had an opportunity a few years back before. Also Kong, before she actually eventually signed with them, she had an opportunity and turned it down. There was somebody else pretty major, not major, but had an opportunity and declined. The last time the Dudleys were together.
Yeah.
The Dudleys had an opportunity to go back to. They declined. Mm-hmm. Classic Dudley form. They cut a promo on them.
A lot of them stay in TNA because of the schedule.
Oh yeah, well I mean,
It's a lighter schedule.
but no, not really. They're on the road more than WWE.
Oh yeah.
They're on the road more than WWE. I can't get over that. Dirt wise, it was a pretty quiet week. That's all I had. I know Jake Roberts released a statement about Rumble, saying he hasn't been in contact with WWE, and they haven't contacted
There was
him.
also like him and Mark Henry going back and forth on Twitter.
Yeah,
arguing
apparently
over, Kazani.
Henry did an interview, and I haven't seen Henry's side of the story yet, but Henry did an interview
kind of burying
burying
Kazani.
Kazani.
And I know he's good friends with Roberts.
With Roberts, yeah. And Roberts got pissed about it, made some comments, and then Henry stood up for himself.
Yeah.
In a very gentlemanly way, like Mark Henry would. So yeah,
that's what he does.
Yeah, that's what he does. And I saw when he did the Junkyard Dogs thing on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I mean, dirt wise, that was it. I know JR is going to be announcing stuff for WrestleMania 30 weekend. Dirt wise, it was pretty quiet. Nothing crazy was going on. I didn't hear nothing about Cena. I mean, I don't know if you want to mention this for this segment or not, but the rumored main event for WrestleMania 30, going around in rumor land, which is 2 doors down from Dixieland. Cena Bray Wyatt as the main event for WrestleMania 30.
I don't.
Because he feeds us.
I don't see it.
I don't see it happening. I think it's just one of those things like don't believe everything you read on the internet. Believe it or not, I don't see that happening. I think that's too soon for Bray Wyatt. Because to be honest with you,
I mean,
I think it will hurt Bray Wyatt losing. That's the thing. You know, I mean.
Do you see like the Shield and the Wyatts at Mania?
Yeah, but here's.
Or do you think they'll break up before then?
I think the Shield's going to break up before Mania. But here's
maybe at the Rumble.
Rumble's a good opportunity, especially since I hear plans for Roman Reigns to dominate the Rumble.
I think
are pretty strong. I mean,
I'm making this prediction now. I think in Raymond Rones. It's been a long weekend.
It has. Oh my god, it has.
It's been a long week. He's gonna just do like a shitload of eliminations. Like somebody will come in.
I think he's throwing out Ambrose and.
Yeah, he's gonna throw out the Shield.
Yeah.
Maybe like a double clotheslines them over the top.
Right.
A couple of jobbers, and then like I guess he'll be in the ring waiting, and then that'll be when Batista comes out.
Turning any of those groups face is a detriment, and I don't know if the WWE crowd can handle a heel feud.
Yeah,
because they didn't handle it with Orton and Edge.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. Like, I thought that was a pretty. I mean, I enjoyed.
Oh no! It was a great rivalry and they had great matches.
Yeah,
but the crowd just wasn't.
I think that match should have. I think they should have faced each other at Mania 23. That year.
Agreed.
And then, because I know they were in the Money in the Bank match, they didn't really need to be in it. I mean, Edge ended up winning.
They were in it because they were good workers and they were big names that year and they needed a spot.
I thought.
So I think they should have been in it. I agree with that.
But do you think this scenario, it should have been Edge and Orton? Because Edge was undefeated going into that Mania.
Right.
Edge beats Orton. He's still undefeated. And the following year, he faced Taker. So he could have been undefeated going into the year that he faced Taker. I mean, that's always been my opinion.
Either one of those scenarios work, but I just can't say that they shouldn't have been in the Money in the Bank match. Your scenario is great. There's nothing wrong with it. If I was like signing off on it, I would have said, sure, book it. But I don't see anything wrong with them in that match.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, the downside is that Edge couldn't finish the match because of the Hardy spot with the wooden ladder. But, I mean...
I just thought it would have been cool for him to have an undefeated streak when he faced Undertaker in the
Well, in
following
singles
year.
competition, he was undefeated.
Well, how many singles matches did he have? 2?
By that time?
Well, he won the 2 TLC, the triple ladder match at 2000.
Right.
The TLC 1. He beat Booker. He was injured 2 years. He got injured right before 19. Came back after 20.
He was injured for
Won
20.
the Money in the Bank at 21.
22.
Beat Foley at
He
22.
beat Foley.
And then he lost the Money in the Bank. And I think he was like on a losing streak up until his last Mania.
Right, because that was when he cashed in, but that was on purpose.
Yeah.
He cashed in again when he beat Kennedy or
Kennedy.
Punk. Kennedy. So, I mean, either one of those scenarios worked, but I can't say that having them in the match was bad or I wouldn't have done it because that scenario worked for me too. And I heard that the Bray Wyatt Cena match is pending on if Hogan can team with Cena. Here's my thing: who does Hogan and Cena take on?
The Wyatts?
No.
Real Americans?
No. First, no.
If we get a real swing on Hogan, I mean the big swing on Hogan, he can't take that, but still.
I don't see why not. He's just sliding. You don't take a bump on that. You can land however you want on that.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I think Cesaro would just like drop him just because you're Hulk Hogan. Fall, you know, like I don't know. Rumble. If there's one guy you can have as a mystery entrant, who would it be?
Well, Batista's already been announced. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's gonna. I mean, it was announced this week that he will be returning January 20th, which is the Monday before the Rumble. So I'm pretty sure that's to announce that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Right.
As far as a surprise entrant, that would make sense.
Oh, and tickets on sale. Tickets for that March 8th show with Batista, they go on sale January 4th. So it's really, you're paying your bills for Christmas. It's not a help. I just want to point that out.
I mean, obviously, Jake the Snake is probably not going to be
My
in it.
pick's Warrior. I pick Warrior over Hogan and Roberts right now.
Warrior?
I think Warrior just get a better...
Only if he's in there with Batista.
That'd be cool.
And Reigns.
And Reigns? Jeez.
And Big E. And Ryback.
But you know what? I don't think I want to have Hogan and Warrior in the same Rumble.
No.
And then, would you ever book for an old school Raw a Legends Royal Rumble? I've always wanted to see that.
I mean, we saw it at Wrestle. Well, that wasn't really a Legends.
No, a Rumble.
That was a gimmick.
A Rumble.
Oh, like entrance?
A Rumble for an old school
Not
Raw
a battle
with
Rumble.
Legends.
That'd
I would
be
love
cool.
to see that.
Who would you put in it? I mean, who can physically
What, 30
handle it?
guys?
I mean, right now, who can handle it?
30 Legends, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we can go into the 90s even.
Yeah, into the 90s.
I mean, they're
okay.
considered 90s now.
Okay.
I mean,
Pac. X-Pac. Nash. Outlaws. Jannetty. Warrior. Roberts. Page. Rikishi. Sid. Vader. Piper Backlund. I'm naming everybody that Heath Slater lost to. Honky. Booker.
Slaughter, Hacksaw,
Yeah. Valentine. Beefcake. Just to see these guys on WWTV one more time would be
Nasty
cool.
Boys.
The Nasty Boys would be cool. Animal is a good pick, I guess.
Tatanka.
I don't know how I feel about that. I want to see IRS in there, believe it or not. Not DiBiase Sr. Not Bobo. If Orndorff was in shape, I would pick Orndorff.
Dusty.
If I could get Don Morocco, I would get Don Morocco. Dusty's a great pick. Snooker's an obvious pick because he's still working. Who's like a good legend still working? If
Steamboat.
If Doink was alive, Steamboat would be amazing.
I mean, Doink, you can put anybody in.
How cool would that be if Savage was alive and he just did that shit?
That'd be awesome.
If Lex was in shape, I would love to see Lex. Brett would be cool.
Yeah.
Brett would be cool. He could just tumble out of the ring. That'd be cool.
Neidhart. Neidhart was in one of the last ones there.
Neidhart would be. He was in the Raw 15 one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys you could pick.
Jarrett.
Jarrett, if you put him in. Lawler.
JBL.
Ron Simmons. Who else? I'm thinking of every Survivor Series team ever. If Earthquake was still alive, that'd be a great pick. There's a lot of ways to do it, but I've always thought that an old school Rumble would be cool. An old school Raw. Just a little quick plug again. First Raw of the New Year's would be old school. Who do you think's gonna be on that legend wise?
I'm thinking maybe they can get Piper on there.
Yeah, I think Piper's a shoe-in. I think we'll get Piper, Foley, Dusty, and Snuka.
Snuka?
Yeah, I think those are the ones we'll get for sure. And I think we're going to get the Hart Foundation.
Neidhart and Brett?
And Jimmy.
Jimmy Hart?
Yep, I think that would be cool too. You know, there's no reason for Flair to be on it because he's not with Miz again. I wouldn't want to waste Hogan on an old school Raw.
No.
I'd put him on a pay-per-view.
Same thing with Taker.
Same with... If Taker was to come back on an old school
It's too
Raw,
early.
he would have to work the whole way. So I guess it is too early. I mean, hey, you know, like, after the Rumble, we're going to, in theory, we have a WrestleMania main event. Maybe we should know who's going to wrestle Taker for the streak.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they could do like, you know, no, it won't be him, and they could wrestle for it. I don't know. There's tons of different ways you could look at it. This is going to be an interesting time from Rumble on.
I think because last year, we pretty much like 6 months before Mania, we already knew that the 3 matches were going to be Rock Cena, Brock Hunter, and Punk and Taker.
Well, Punk and Taker almost didn't happen. And then
But
they
it
actually
was,
went with it.
but for months we had a feeling that those were going to be the 3 top matches.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, how are they going to book it? How are they going to get there? But we knew those were going to be the matches. I think it's just interesting now that we're going into the new year and we pretty much don't have an idea of what matches are going to be.
Well, a lot's changed.
Yeah.
A lot's changed. A lot of stars have been born this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, between the Shield and Bryan, and certain stars have been elevated, like Cena and Punk. You know, nothing's really, you know, for sure. WrestleMania really, you know, from Rumble on, we really are on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And
I always like when feuds would start at the Rumble. Those are always fun. That would lead into Mania.
but that hasn't happened in ages.
I mean, I remember, I think Angle and Shawn.
Angle and Shawn started a Rumble, and that was cool. Lesnar and Goldberg.
Yeah.
That was not in the same Rumble. That was 1 year after another.
Yeah. LT and Bam Bam.
LT and Bam Bam started out the Rumble.
And
Yep.
then,
Hogan Warrior.
Yeah.
Hogan Warrior
I
started
mean, there
the
was some
Rumble.
that would even start as soon as Survivor Series.
Flair and Hogan was supposed to start at the Rumble.
Well, didn't they announce them as the match and then they changed it?
They announced them and then they changed it, but there's a bunch. I mean, I think there's a bunch of reasons behind that, but the story stays the same.
Yeah.
But that was supposed to be the build up for it. But everybody says that they changed their mind on that because you can clearly see that.
Weren't they having like shitty house show?
That's how it was. Like Vince was just saying like this isn't drawing.
Yeah.
What it was supposed to, and then Vince
And
was
it's just crazy because they were the two biggest stars of the 80s in both
I mean,
companies.
this is the thing, though, and this is part of the story. Like, Hogan didn't want to lose to Flair
Mm-hmm.
at WrestleMania 8, and I think that would have benefited both of them, believe it or not. You know, what else was there for Hogan to do?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think, you know, Flair says he doesn't regret it. He's the only person, you know, left from that scenario. You know, he says he doesn't regret it. You know, I thought Savage Flair was obviously a better match than Hogan and Flair. You know, Sid Hogan wasn't, you know, the best match in the world, and it's highlighted by the fact that Warrior came back that show anyway.
And Papa Shango
And
missed
Papa
his
Shango
cue.
missing his cue. AKA the original Kane for 1997. I wish he came out with those damn photos already. So what are you going to do on April 6th? How are you going to tape the show?
April 6th?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can... maybe we can film it like Sunday.
No, because I'm going to be in New Orleans. I'm going to WrestleMania.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, and... We'll figure something out. We have
Okay.
like 3 months.
I just want to tell you on the show. I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm so excited.
well, I'm very happy. Especially because you missed this year, and I really wanted you there this year.
Oh, man, that was real tough.
But I'm happy for you.
Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait. We could do like the Skype phone call thing.
I guess we'll probably have Skype.
But
set
that
up
was
by
my
then.
major announcement, by the way. I'll be at WrestleMania, so I'll be covering WrestleMania for the 4 Life podcast while I'm out there.
That's
So
pretty
I'm
cool.
gonna
I'm
be
very
out
happy for
there.
you, Shane.
I'm trying to be out there from Thursday to Sunday.
Definitely. No, state. Why not Monday? No Raw?
I'm gonna try. It depends on the flights.
Go to Raw.
I know. What's the like the little arena out there? Where would Raw be that year?
Like I would know anything. If it
I
was
don't
Raw.
know anything about the Southerns. I'm just asking. Maybe I'll see somebody from True Blood.
I think my sister is going out there.
She's not going with me, is she?
Huh?
She's not going with me, is she?
Is she?
I'm asking you. No, but I'm excited. It'll be cool, and it's the 30th Mania. I think the fact that it's 30th Mania is cool. You know,
Yeah.
Last year was cool too.
I mean, I definitely don't have the money this year, but
I'm just happy I don't have
I'm
to.
considering maybe 31 because I also have a half brother out in San Francisco. So
Alex wants to do 31. You want to do that?
Huh?
Alex wants to do 31. We could go.
All right,
And
we can
we'll
figure
get-
something
we'll get
out.
Masters
I
and
can
the
have an
Berg.
excuse to go out there
Yeah.
and meet my brother.
We'll get Masters and the Berg and everybody. That'd be cool. So, yeah, when we come back from this segment that you've just heard and whatever commercial is going to follow, because we usually wing that, we don't know. Stay tuned.
Hey, For Lifers, I'm Bosch, the biggest social media whore there is out there. And if you want to follow us on social media, you can like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/4lifepodcast. That's IV, Roman numeral 4, not the number 4. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at 4lifepodcast, same spelling, as well as Instagram. If you want to see the pictures that I post up, they're at 4Life Podcast. So once again, that's IVLIFEPODCAST. That's 4Life. And we're back. So how was your holiday, Cheyenne? Any good wrestling gifts?
Hint, hint. Yeah, I had a decent holiday. I kind of, all my wrestling gifts I bought myself. I got myself the Rick Rude swag shirt from WWE.
Nice.
That was cool. I got that on sale. I knocked that bitch out for $7. Then they had a sale where the DVDs the Blu-rays were 80% off. I got War Games, I got Punk, I got Mania, and I got Falls Count Anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got Royal Rumble 08 finally on DVD. I got Mania for like $11.
Which Mania?
29, the one that just passed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got that for $11. It's going for $30 now. Punk, I got for $7. It's going for $24 now. False Count Anywhere is going for $24. I got that for $6. And War Games, I got for $11, and it's going for $30 now.
They're pretty good there.
Yeah, and the free shipping.
Nice. I got myself, since I was on the law, I won the Jim Cornette book.
Yes.
But they kind of screwed me over and gave that
Jim
book away.
Cornette screwed you over?
No, not Jim Cornette.
Okay.
The law. They gave away my book to another listener. I guess because the guy that was supposed to give it to me didn't realize it was a mistake. But I ordered the book from Jim Cornette's website where he personally autographs it.
Cool.
So it says, to Bosch, your friend, Jim Cornette.
I'm a Jim Cornette guy.
I love
Jesus.
Jim Cornette. And my girlfriend bought me the Triple H Blu-ray, so not too bad.
It's a decent.
Any past gifts that...
The greatest Christmas gift that I ever got was from my friends. They got me the Winged Eagle belt, which is my favorite belt in the world.
The authentic one?
Yeah,
or?
the replica.
Oh, nice.
It's just amazing. I got it there. It's my most prized possession out of all of my collectibles. Something that people don't know about me, obviously, because you only hear my voice. Yes, I'm that good looking.
Extremely.
Thank you. I have autographs and memorabilia and things in mint condition, and my most prized possession is my replica belt.
That's
It's not autographed, it's not touched, it's not bent, the leather's not cracked. It's really my most prized possession in the world.
That's awesome. I'm trying to think of my father, whose birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Rest in peace. He used to do a lot of artwork on leather, and I told him I was into wrestling, so he sent me he made me like a backpack with the logo for the WrestleMania arcade game.
Oh, cool,
So
cool.
it's pretty cool. He also, once he was living down in Tennessee, and he sent me like a 8-hour VHS with a bunch of Memphis footage.
Cool. That's a good gift.
Unfortunately, I don't have either of those. Those are from like 15 years ago almost. So those are pretty cool. I remember I had a WCW Nitro backpack, a Sting mask, just a ton of action figures throughout the years, ton of DVDs throughout the years. But I think those stand out. Unfortunately, those I don't have right now.
Growing up, I always got action figures. My brother Joseph, who's the reason I'm a wrestling fan, he always got me like a handful of action figures. Yeah. The ones that stick out the most was one year he got me like Regal's first action figure when he was signed with WWE.
Yeah.
Molly Holly, her first action figure with WWE. I got that in a Christmas. I got the first ever Jax Vince McMahon action figure.
Nice.
I got that for Christmas.
Is that the one with the Raw?
With the Raw's War
the black-
jacket?
yeah.
Yep, I got that in the back. I got the Jim Ross, the Raw's War jacket, Jim Ross. He's got me a lot of nice action figures. Wrestling-wise, I got the wrestling belt. Girls that I've dated throughout the years, they always go to the wrestling. They always get the DVDs.
Yeah.
My buddy X has got me like a bunch of Ric Flair T-shirts for Christmas always.
I think I got you like a little Flair figure.
You got me the Flair
while
figure.
back.
Oh, yep. Not the Hasbro. The Amco.
Yeah.
The Flair
I found that
steroids
at,
one.
what was that store? It's a store in the village.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Saves the day.
I know exactly what it
It's
is.
closed now. But they used to have like a ton
Yeah.
of little figures. And,
Yeah, but the other comic store further from Chipotle is still open, and they still have like little Hasbros in a Ziploc bag.
They have Hasbros?
Yeah, I saw a Bulldog in there once. We should go there one day.
Definitely. I have a bunch of Hasbro. I know like the wrestling conventions always have like a bunch of figures. But I end up
shitloads.
spending my money on
Hasbros
autographs
are so
and
much
pictures.
damn money though.
Really?
Yeah, Hasbros go for like over $100 a box.
I have like a bunch. I mean, they're
No, I mean
loose.
in the box.
Oh, in the box. I'm talking about like I have a bunch of loose
No,
ones on
loose,
eBay.
you could get them for like $5 on eBay.
Yeah.
The fact that whole sentence was in sync is scary. Yeah, I've got a lot of nice like wrestling gifts. I got a nice birthday gift one time. I asked for it, but I was just happy I got it.
Yeah.
I got Ric Flair in Japan
Nice.
from when he retired from WCW after Hogan beat him in '95 or '94 at
Yeah.
Halloween Havoc. People don't know this. He was in the IWGP tournament, so I have all his matches from the tournament
Nice.
on one DVD. Sable got me that one year. Action
Arena
figures.
Merrill or Arena Lesnar?
No. yeah. Actually, we're good buddies. Yeah, I've been blessed. I got a lot of nice, wrestling stuff throughout the years. Just too many things
Yeah.
to honestly.
And I mean, I
mention.
feel like there's so much stuff we get for ourselves.
Yeah,
Like
throughout the year.
I've got like a shitload that I've gotten for myself, so it's hard to even like narrow it down.
Yeah, and then my collection of Jack
And
stuff.
I feel like I have so many things that I had as a kid that I got rid of that now I want again.
Man,
Like I have I found the Shawn Michaels and Diesel gloves on eBay.
yeah,
Like they came together. It was like $17 for both.
yeah.
A bunch of Hasbro figures. I'm trying to like a few Jax figures.
Legit, that bastard. I had every single from '96 to, and I know you would believe this, from '96 to 2002. I had every ring that Jax produced,
Yeah.
and my dad made me throw them away. And I had the.
I know when the Jax first started because I remember at the house shows they sold the figures, so that was the first
Do you
place
remember
I got
that
it.
when they used to sell the figures at the house shows?
That was where I first got it. It must have been that September show that you
Yeah.
first went to. I got
Can you name everybody from Series 1?
Series 1, yeah. I got everybody in Series 1 except for the outsiders.
Who
I
is
got
it?
Brett, Sean, Goldust, Taker, Razor, Diesel.
Warrior.
Huh?
Warrior.
No, he was Series 2.
Exactly.
Huh?
No, I just want to trick you. Warrior's Series 2.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna
Good.
catch you again. No, but I remember they had those 4 on sale except for Diesel and Razor.
Yeah.
And I got Diesel and Razor for Christmas that year.
Yeah, I have.
But I do have
all
that picture where I'm holding the foam belt with the Series 1 behind me and
Yeah.
the ring. That was the year that
Yes, I
One
have, but
much less.
I got all Series 1. Do you remember the big giant Jax ring that they came out with that year?
Yeah.
I had that ring with the 4.
Yeah, I have it. I have the picture with them behind me, and then I put up a picture, and then I had like the Sunny pictures
Yeah.
from the Raw magazine
Uh-huh.
on my wall,
What
and
a
I put it
naughty
up
boy.
like, huh?
Naughty boy.
So I put up like a little collage where I've met everybody. I've met all the
Yeah.
guys in those figures, and except Taker, but Taker you couldn't see because of my big ass head. So I met everybody and Sunny. So it's fun.
And
Series
I had,
2. Let me see if I can remember Series 2.
No,
No,
I
it
think it's Warrior,
Warrior?
Mankind.
No, it
No,
was
Mankind's
Warrior.
like Series 4.
Yeah, Warrior, Owen, Vader.
Yes, Warrior, Owen, Vader,
And I think it was like
Ahmed.
was it?
Ahmed.
And then like I guess another.
It's either Ahmed or Mark Merrow.
And somebody was revealed. I think it was another Brett.
Yes, it's either Ahmed or Mark Merrow, and then there's another release.
Or Sean with
from
the
Series
red.
1. Yes, that's it. It's Sean with
I
the
still
red.
have the Series 1 Sean with the blue.
Yeah, that's the one that I have. I got all those guys in the closet.
I found that some guy on my block was selling it for $1. I was
Yeah.
like,
I had the WCW Nitro playset, one of the best wrestling playsets ever. It was the ring, and it had a catwalk.
I had those
and
big,
the whole
like,
thing was attached.
WCW figures that looked kind of like the LGN, but they couldn't move.
Oh, I had some of those. Yeah.
I think I had like Hogan, Macho, Snake.
Quick funny story because we're running out of time. I had. Do you remember when WCW had action figures that would talk to each other?
Yeah.
Okay, well I had all of them, and then one of the ones that I got was Macho Man because I had to get it,
Yeah.
and I had Macho Man. This fucking action figure would never shut up. It would be 3:00 in the morning. Oh yeah, the Macho Man's gonna get you, Diamond Dallas Page. Yeah, Randy Savage says you're hurting my arm. We like had to gag the damn action figure's fucking mouth till the battery ran out. Put it. Oh my god. So
Did you ever have any wrestling buddies?
I have a Hulk Hogan Tonka. in decent condition. I have, and then I have a Savage WCW Galoob wrestling buddy. That's it.
I always wanted those, but
those are the only two I have.
I think I started watching wrestling after that. Era.
Yeah. I only had the Randy Savage one. I had the mini one of Hogan. A lot of my buddies got the Goldberg one.
Really?
Nobody ever had the Page one or the Sting one or the Hogan one. There was even a Brett one and a Nash one at one point. Everybody was buying the Goldberg one. I was the only asshole that had Randy Savage.
I know I used to play with and I was like in 5th grade, and we would have the figures in our desk playing with them.
Yes.
Me and Frank and a few of our other friends, we would like sneak the figures. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, no, nothing. And I would hide them in my bag.
I had a ring that used to be a carrying case.
Yeah, I remember that. Was that the Hasbro one?
No, it's a Jax one.
Jax one? Yeah.
It's a cheap ring, but the selling point is a carrying case, and I would have all my shit. And
I think it was just tough. Like once I reached like middle school, it was just hard to like keep up with collecting them. And
I played with them until 2003, the first action figure.
And I was always like, I know you had like when they had the classic figures, you had like a great display in your room.
2003 is when the first action figure I never opened. It was the Ric Flair Jax, and it was actually my dad. He saw it and he goes, "You cannot open this action figure.
Yeah.
I will make your mother go and buy you another one, but you cannot open that." And that's how it started. And I collected them.
I have the Hogan one that's autographed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of in shitty condition because I've moved so many times in the last 10 years, but I'll still hold on to it.
Of course.
I mean, it's just like it's bent a little bit, kind of dusty. But
I bought some, like, I mean,
that Hogan doll's been through like 5-6 moves.
One of my Jax Rick Roots figures, I bought it with a rip in the packaging, and it's just from being on the wall, it's fucked up. But it's Rick Rude, and it's a hard one to get, so I have it there. But I have to say that my buddy came on, got me the deluxe one, which is really like it's fucking scary how real that one looks. So yeah, I got myself action figures one time. I got myself the Tully Blanchard, which is hard to find. I have Randy Savage's first Mattel action figure, and it's his first action figure in 11 years. Yeah, I've got that one in the box in mint condition from his WrestleMania 7 match. I got Warriors Mattel. I got the Undertaker Mattel, the Lord of Darkness one. Yeah, that's a $90 action figure by itself.
Oh yeah, that one looks nice. I've seen that one. I have a Brock Lesnar Mattel that I won at the Rocks Off Wrestling Film Festival. Okay. I was kind of upset I wanted to win the night before. They did the trivia for the encyclopedia, which I need. And the question was who was chokeslammed out of their shoes at the Hell in a Cell, and they picked the guy in front of me.
You're never gonna let me live this story down if I say it, but it's probably the best story to close the show. We went to the Fan Access one time at the Seaport. This was the year that I think Foley was there, and I got to be on the stage for wrestling trivia with Hillbilly Jim, who was actually figure I have. 07. 07. So we're there, and he asked a trivia question, and the question wasn't worded all that right. So then he starts giving clues to me and this young lady, and the question was like something about Al Snow, and the answer was Al Snow. So I lost. So Hillbilly Jim comes and gives this girl a Hillbilly Jim Jax action figure. So that's strike one of me being pissed, right? Strike 2 and 3 comes in one set. Some guy that was hosting the show who I never liked whenever he would come to Seaport. You know what made this action figure better? And she goes, what? An autograph from Hillbilly Jim. And I was just there cursing up a storm. But for what it's worth, if you ever meet... Hillbilly Jim is one of the nicest wrestlers you could ever meet. Yeah. One of the nicest legends you could ever meet. Legit, if I wanted to get Hillbilly Jim's autograph twice every day, you could have. He was the sweetest guy ever. And I got his autograph twice, and I even got a nice picture of him putting me in the Cobra Clutch. That's nice. That, believe it or not, beats the action figure.
Well, that's better than this.
You know, so... Even though I should have won it. I'm just saying. It's a little hurtful, that one. But, yeah, well, I know for one thing, for WrestleMania 30, you can best believe, even though it costs $150, it's the only time of the year you can do it, I'm going to get Taker's autograph. Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to do it. If I go to 31, I'm definitely going to meet Taker.
Yeah, I got to get Taker's autograph.
Because I did the Access thing, I'm like, fuck it, I'd rather just go to meet Taker.
Yeah, it's $150, right? I think it was for him.
Yeah, for the whole, the ticket, but... You get like an 8x10 picture and
with their camera.
And I have that that collage that from Rob, whatever his last name is, with all the Taker faces from all the Manias.
He's signing my fucking action figure. Duh. It's going on my trophy case. Has to be that. That's what he has to sign. I don't think I have anything else that I would want him to sign other than that. I don't think I have anything.
I mean, I like that piece because it's like something I can put in my wall, in my house. Like it's a nice piece of art. Yeah. I mean, I prefer that over the one of like him, Sean, and Hunter.
I would get that
If I can get all three.
Yeah, which is possible that weekend.
But I like that one of just him. I think that one's pretty cool.
If I can get 2 items signed by him, then I'll bring them both.
Yeah,
I'll bring them both. Why not?
definitely.
I'll bring them both. That's worth it. That's.
I feel like I don't have any like cool magazine covers that I would need.
Oh, actually, you know what I have? I got the Undertaker magazine from 02
I do too.
in mint condition. I have that, and you know who sells the WWF magazines? High Spots.
Yeah.
And High Spots has them in great condition too. So, no, but that's a good point. I think I would get my Schomburger or whatever hamburger, whatever Schamburger.
Sorry.
Yeah, no
I mean, he's a
offense.
cool guy. I met him
great
at
artist.
WrestleCon. He's
Oh,
a really good artist.
You're
Really
friends.
nice guy.
You guys are friends. Cool. We don't mean it. It's just you're,
I saw him and Jim
hard name
Neidhart
there.
take a picture together with their shirts off.
that must have been epic.
I do have a picture of Neidhart walking around with his shirt off at WrestleCon.
That was not so epic. So yeah, I would do either that or I would if I get 2 items, the action figure and the art.
Yeah.
And I would get it in a bigger size than the.
No, the one that I have is a pretty big one. The Taker one.
Yeah.
Have I shown it to you before?
No, I've never seen it.
I'll show you after.
That one I printed out myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid for it. Yeah.
I paid for mine.
I paid for
I need
the one.
I need a Sean autograph that's not on the.
I paid for
t-shirt.
the ones I got him and my cousin. Mine's I did because I just wanted it. Yeah. So, For Life Podcast. When we see you next time, it'll be a new year, and we will be on the road to the Royal Rumble, and we're going to talk about. I can only imagine all the things we're going to talk about leading into the Rumble.
Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Have a safe New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Have fun. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid.
Don't break your leg.